Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizano, and you are listening to an all new episode of the world famous University of Love, the best podcast in one, two, three galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Saturday, April the 19th, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a jam packed show for you today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about something. We are going to talk about two things today, and then we are going to wrap this show up because it is Saturday and you want to get it out and about. I know you all want to celebrate. It is Easter weekend. I know you all want to go out and run to church. So we will make this quick and we will make this short. Go out. One thing about Easter used to make me chuckle was when I was a kid, my dad would always say, he'd always ask my mom, he would say, "Hey, what we having for Easter dinner?" And she would always say, "Man, you don't go to church, but here you are, you want Easter dinner, huh?" And he'd go, what's wrong with that? He said, "I would have went, but my dad used to always say, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna go to church when I stop drinking and stop cursing." And he he stopped drinking a long time ago, and he doesn't curse quite as much as he used to, but he's still not going to church. So I think my dad missed the boat with that one. You know what I'm saying? And whether you go or not does not matter. It's only one thing, as I tell my brother. My brother used to go to church. Now he doesn't go anymore. But my brother still goes on social media and posts Bible quotes. I always tell my brother, I say, "Hey, the Lord only wants you two ways: hot or cold. Lukewarm, do not want." Okay? Jesus spews out the lukewarm. So always keep that in mind. Anyway, ladies and gents, we have an exciting show. We are going to talk about two things. We are going to talk about storytelling this weekend. It's Easter weekend. Um, it is also Wrestlemania weekend. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would try to watch the last match because I think that I would like to see John Cena wrestle his last WrestleMania match. John Cena is wrestling Cody Rhodes, and the storyline in this match has been pretty well. I watched a couple clips from both guys, and I'll tell you this, not to get into wrestling, but it doesn't matter who tells the story, ladies and gentlemen. You want to pay attention. You want to pay attention to how they tell the story. Kind of story. Does it pull you? Does it grab you? Do you get a rise out of it? Because as you get older, you're not as emotional. You're not as emotional to stories, to a lot of things as you once were. Like I don't get into. I don't. I when I was 20, when I was 19 and 20, I remember I used to read the Source magazine, and I really cared about what CD. Did they give them five mics? Who got five mics? Who didn't get five mics? What CD came out? What who's the best? Who's the next rapper? I was invested. I don't care about that stuff no more, man. I don't even listen to rap no more. So movies, I really don't watch a lot of TV shows. No, so emotional about people's and their stories. But every now and then, when I see a good story, I know a good story. I go, you know what? I'll check it out. So I can get better with my storytelling. I can get better with the writing, storytelling. I can get better with the podcast and the storytelling. The better you tell a story, the better you lay out a story, the better the audience understands it, and the better the audience will be with you. Okay, it's like you ever watched the movie Shawshank Redemption? I love Shawshank Redemption. When Andy got out of jail, he broke out and he swam through that river of poop and swam to the other side and got out and took the shower and he went to the banks. You're rooting. You're like, come on, Andy, don't stop, keep swimming, And it's the same as wrestling. As I told you before, one of the best matches I ever seen, just from a storytelling perspective, was when The Rock he fought Hulk Hogan Wrestlemania. I believe it was 18. It was in 2002. Me and my brother, we watched it. Me and my brother, we were at that time. I did not watch a lot of wrestling, and but that moment and that time, ladies and gentlemen, I was fascinated. I was like, wow. And in The Rock and Hulk Hogan, it was people and they were cheering, and Hulk Hogan was supposed to have been the bad guy, but by the by the end of the match, we were all cheering for Hulk Hogan. We were like, "Come on, Hulk! Come on, Hulk!" He lost the match, but the storytelling was so great that you could not. You had to be invested. A great story it gets you. It hooks you, and you're like, "I wonder what's gonna happen next." I When I was listening to the book about Lyndon Johnson, and I was fascinated because I'm like, oh man, is he gonna win this election or what? And he was working hard to cheat and all this hooking and crooking. He won the election. He got on the vice president ticket. And of course, unfortunately, JFK got shot and he became president. He went on and won his own election, and he was president for about 5 years, something like that. But it was a cool story. The way the guy wrote it, it was great, and it was captivating. And listening to it, I wanted to keep listening to it. Right now I'm listening to this book about Disney, about the corporate battle of Disney. It's very fascinating. I'm very into it. I turned it on and I haven't stopped listening to it yet. And that's when you got a good story. That's when you're doing something right. And so you want to, no, you want to tell a great story. You don't want to draw on and on and on. It's always weird, when I'm talking sometimes and I have the headphones on and I'm doing the podcast and I'm just talking to you, rapping to you, and I'm like, am I telling a good story or am I just drawing it on? And I'm gonna assume I'm telling a good story because you keep coming back for more. Okay? And now, ladies and gents, last but not least, let's see, we covered the storytelling. There was something else that we wanted to cover. What is it? Let me know. Let me know. Okay? Tell me what it is. You know what it is. Go ahead and spit it out. Spit it out. Spit it out. Spit it out. No. What we are going to discuss, the final topic of the day. Actually, what we're going to cover is you thinking that you are not, you know, you know, you don't have the resources. You gotta keep trying to learn from this person and that person. And ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you the most important thing you gotta do is just go do it. Okay? It doesn't matter. You can learn 1,000 things. If you don't apply one of those things, you are just wasting your time. Ladies and gentlemen, learn and apply. Learn and apply. Learn and apply. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to go out. You got to recruit. You got to bring people into the big top. You got to bring people into your business so they can learn about your business, know your business, fall in love with your business, fall in love with you, and take it from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, it does not matter what you learn. You can learn a lot. You can learn a little. Most important thing you can do is go. Okay? Go. Go. Woo. I am going to sing a song to you. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Do-do-do-do-do-do. No, but the most important thing you can do, ladies and gentlemen, is learn and apply and learn and apply. Go out, you know, get a get a handle on what you want to do, figure out what you want to do, where you want to go, how you want to go about it, ladies and gentlemen, and just go do it. I know it sounds simple, but sometimes we all have these trepidations, we all have these fears, we have these anxieties. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. It's too hard. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. But we all think, oh man, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm scared. But ladies and gents, hey, listen. We are either gonna climb that hill together or we ain't gonna do it at all. You ever see that movie? What's the movie with Denzel and Morgan Freeman? Glory. You ever seen Glory? They all climb that hill together. Charge! They all charge up the hill. They charge up the hill. Eventually, y'all get shot, but still, that ain't the point. The point is, let's all charge up that hill together. You know, I got your back. You got my back. We charging up the hill together. We listen. I don't know about you, but I'm changing. I'm changing careers, changing jobs, working from home. You know, creating time space for me. Uh, you know, my wife probably wants to go. My wife wants to go to the movies with me on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to say, come on, let's go. Not be tied down by the truck and all that jazz. You know, not trying to work out of the truck. You know, that's all annoying. So, me personally, I tell you, hey, join me, climb up the hill with me. Come on, let's go. We can do it. I got you. Hold my hand. We'll go down this slippery road of life and business together. Okay? Life is gonna life, and everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We've sung enough songs. We've done it all. We taught storytelling. We taught belief. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all you need, okay? You can do it. I believe in you. How's that sound? What do you think? We think we need a music contract? I believe so. Anybody can comment except for my mother, okay? Other than that, everybody, I want you to have a nice day. Enjoy your Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow with all new episode of Online Market Moves. Tomorrow is Easter Sunday, so tomorrow we're gonna do a little teaching, we're gonna do a little preaching, we're gonna do a little entertaining. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, everybody, bonjour.